Hello guys, welcome to the Train Parrot. I'm gonna do an altcoin season, Bitcoin dominance, USDT dominance, total 3, and all those figures analysis in these videos to understand where are we standing with the altcoins. And as you can see, we are starting the day pretty much in the green. We got a few coins with double digits in the green, but most of them just a single digit and some few mild losers. Somehow Tron seems to be the bad boy today with 358% in here, and at least when looking at the market cap. Altcoin season is sitting at 39 after having bounced off 37. That is a previous level of support in this area. We are still in a way accelerating towards a Bitcoin season, as you can see in here, but it depends if we can hold this 37 and potentially come back to get our revenge altcoin season. But let's look at the other indicators to see if that is possible or not. I always like to look into what is performing and what isn't in the past 90 days to be part of the index. We got the same usual suspects as winners. We got M, ZEC, MNT, BNB, and Gold at the top performers. Very close to BTC, we have Link, IP, Hype, and Tau surrounding the performance of Bitcoin. Solana is outperforming Bitcoin so far in the past 90 days, together with CRO, Ethereum. And altcoins are really not calling for a lot of attention when it comes to Google Trends, sitting slightly higher than the lowest low. Chief Draft is saying most expected Bitcoin dominance to behave like image number 1, which is a breakdown in here and continuation to the downside. Number 2, it's calling for producing a neckline at around 62.5% and then continuation even into 67. I don't know if this is really heavy analysis, but there you go. That's what people are seeing at the moment in crypto Twitter, and possibly many people are taking decisions based on that. Martin says that Bitmine has invested over 13.4 billion in Ethereum over the past 3 months, and you can see that it's a steady aggregation year to date. Ted says that I still think that there is some upside left for Bitcoin dominance. After the October 10th crash, it'll take some time for the alts to gain strength. In my opinion, Bitcoin dominance could move towards 61-62% level in the coming weeks before the next leg down. And of course, I'm gonna give you my take once we get into the charts. I'll chart not just Bitcoin dominance, total 3, and all the other charts that are important to understand where we are when it comes to altcoin season. USDT activity on Ethereum hitting an all-time high with transfer volumes surging 400% since 2023. This is from 2 days ago, but still I think it's relevant to keep an eye. The more it lands on Ethereum, which is currently the king of the altcoins by market cap, the more it hints that something is about to come in. And Ethereum saw the largest stablecoin and putting it at the top allocated 2.1 billion, and you can compare relative to the rest of the allocations. We could see that most of it is in Ethereum at the moment. I don't think that's gonna stay the same. Some of the other as well are gonna pick up once Ethereum finds a top. And Poseidon is saying that the Richard Wyckoff were alive, he will be buying Ethereum right here because this resembles the same Wyckoff systematic for reaccumulation. This area in here is the 4,000 that we hit 3 times, the spring below 2,000, the test, and then the phase D going for a potential impulsive wave. Leshka is saying that never seen alts this oversold. MACD forming bullish cross again, last 2 times, massive altcoin season rallies. If we are not positioned, you're gonna miss out. You can see the crosses in there. Notice as well, particularly this cycle, we have never had the histogram on the monthly in the green. With this exception, that is the only green candle on the monthly, which is just to laugh and cry about in a way. Whereas in previous cycles, you can see how many candles in green we had in the histogram on the monthly. So everybody's really betting on that cross there. Ethereum has been a little bit of bloodbath when it comes to flows on the ETF. It has been give and take, but overall still holding kind of the highs in here. You can tell that it's rolling over due to the pressure of the sell-off and all of that, but nothing more dramatic than what we have in early 2025, we could argue as well. In others against BTC, another chart that matters a lot when it comes to understanding where we are with the alts, and you can see in here the whole history of others against BTC, and there is this breakout in here that is currently retesting perfectly the trend line at 37. I would like it to hold above 39 because that is the previous support, so then we can kill 2 birds with 1 shot. But hey, it could be worse after we lost the full support. Doing this is 1 step forward towards targets that are higher here. Just keep in mind that this target of 63 that we've been moving this stupid ball throughout the cycle, thinking that it was going to be here, maybe here, maybe here. Now I have it there just to get an idea. That's pointing to August, September 2026. That has never happened in terms of timing. So literally to get this high, you need the RSI to just put a single or two candles straight into 65, which is also very difficult to achieve. So manage your expectations. Do not buy outside blindly that this is going to be like the 2021 altcoin season, because I don't think it will. And even if we get it in August, that 64 day means getting into 588. So just the previous order in here. So as high as we reach in this level in terms of performance against Bitcoin. Also notice that when you get a rally of others against Bitcoin and it looks very substantial like this area in here in January, you already have Bitcoin coming down. That's why this gets a higher high, not just because of the performance of the alts, but also because Bitcoin already topped October, November at that point, and here we are in January. So of course the denominator goes down and it helps others to look better in this ratio chart. Others breakdown in here still doesn't reclaim this line, so it looks a bit weak. And when it comes to doing USD against total free dominance, if we do just USDT, we can see that we are in the area where we are ready for the picture to enter in a bear market for alts. So we are in the last line. We should not exit this way. We should get a rejection from there, and that gives you altcoin season. If we do it with USDT plus USDC dominance against total free dominance, we are in the same picture. We are against that last line before we enter what this belongs to a bear market. This down here belongs to a strong altcoin season. So we desperately are in need of a rejection here. So basically upside for altcoins, or you enter too deep into the confirmation of bear market. Dominance, if we look at the weekly dominance in the chart and we focus on the RSI particularly, we can see that there was a breakdown. We exit from the falling wedge from the ascending wedge, and we are coming back here for a revenge rally into 48 RSI. That is almost 49 RSI, right? And we say that we are going to give us some room to even enter up until 50 max. Why? Because we already did it, right? We already entered and we still stay in the area of the dump of the Bitcoin dominance, which is bullish for altcoins. Not now, but eventually if we get a rejection from there. So we need this guy to do either a dump here or hit the resistance and go down, or enter up until 50 and still go down. We have these three options to get some altcoin season or some relief for the alts. But if we stay in this area in here, we risk to get all the way to 70 again. And I'm going to show you those RSI levels to what dominance it corresponds. So first of all, the 50 corresponds with 60% dominance. That is the level that we do not want to enter. Otherwise, we're back inside the ascending wedge. And then getting into a 70 RSI applied to the dominance means getting into a dominance of 66%. So you see this red line, basically, let's not play with this. Let's not enter. Let's not reclaim this 60%, because then we have some chances of even getting up until 66, 67%. What we do want is a rejection from there and then straight into the altcoin season. Let's see how other things are doing as well. The USDT dominance has a breakout in here and is still following with the fractal from 2021. You can see it here from the distance that it resembles this. This red area there is the beginning of the bleeding of the alts into the bear market, and we have already exited that from the top, following still my fractal that we started tracking from August 2024 in this channel. And I was so naive thinking we're just gonna follow it up until here. No, we've been following this week by week very closely. We put this bottom and now we're going in this way. We are in desperate need to break at some point substantially this fractal, because if we land in here at 9.8%, no, that is a huge disaster and bear market. Let's see where we are with total free by itself against dollar, and it's right there at support. So it's at a support that we should defend as much as we can as well. So every other indicator exits that area of red last alert, and we get that big reward that is based on the high risk where we are standing. Ethereum dominance is now curving up, potentially to claim again some dominance from other coins. dominance. We have already retraced from 15 that we call it as a resistance. We say we're going to stop there. We're going to go into 12% with Ethereum dominance. We have already done that. So if we bounce from 12, we should now claim 15% dominance on Ethereum and get to the areas where really Ethereum holds a lot of market cap and allows room for people to speculate that the altcoins are going to do that next. That is when the altcoins have permission to really do it. Where is Ethereum now? From the point of view of the price itself, it's in an area that is kind of gray, I have to say. We need to defend the 60 RSI weekly on Ethereum, and we are currently due for losing that level. We do not want Ethereum to turn this into a fake out and do a deeper fake out. At the moment, we are at 59.15. So if I zoom in this, you can see how close we are to saying, yeah, this is a fake out. The upside was just that, and we need to really now do a deeper correction with Ethereum. Deeper correction could mean that I get the chance to add a 3.2K. So, you know, I'm happy if this comes down and enters in here into 47 and does a retest of that. Instead, at that point, probably I can enter a 3 or 3.1, a 3.2. Who knows? That would be good for me. If we hold and close at 60 or higher by Sunday, then this confirms that we are due for, at the very least, extension of Fibonacci, 6K, 5K, somewhere within that range. But for that, on Sunday, we need to close above 4.1K, around, maybe slightly lower. Total 2 and total 3, we can see them here. I do not like how this thing is closing there. I was looking forward to see a move into 85. You can see how all charts, no matter time frame, weekly, monthly, total 2, 3, 1, others, USDC, USDT combined, you can put them in any shape, and they are all saying that we are in an area of extreme risk, and price needs to make a decision in here. Do we go to bear market, or do we do one more go and we get something that is fair to all traders, and we get some histogram MACD monthly upside in the green, which is something that we haven't had this cycle? Yeah, so this could be really juicy, because if we manage to dodge that risk, we get an upside that is very rewarding. It's always compensating for the huge risk where you are. So if you can hold and manage properly that risk, you are due for some big rewards or for a small win. It depends how good you are at managing your own risk. If you are betting on this to play out and you don't have any risk management, you really deserve a big slap in the face. Let me know in the comments if you got that slap and if you are looking into correcting and managing better your risk. We covered that extensively pretty much in every video about Bitcoin, so you know what I'm talking about. Thanks so much for watching. Hit the like, subscribe, and remember that you can claim on Bluffin with the link in the description up to $3,000 depending on the deposit. No matter what deposit size you make, you're always gonna get some rewards. This does help the channel, and you have time up until October 30 to claim these bonuses. Thanks so much. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.